Do you struggle with approach anxiety? You know the moment. You're walking down the street and all of a sudden you see that pretty girl that just makes your heart dump. You know you're attracted to her. You know you want to talk to her, but you immediately start clamming up. Your mind starts to race or it goes blank. Your breath starts to get shallow. Your heart starts racing. You get nervous. You think about what to say. You're scattered. You don't know what to say. And then you say nothing. And she walks right on by and you never see her again. And you're left kicking yourself, wishing you just had the courage and the confidence to say hi. Maybe you beat yourself up because you think there's just something wrong with me. Why can't I just say hi? What's going wrong? And I'm here to tell you today that the reason you're not able to say hi is because you are stuck in a state of high cortisol. And I want to teach you what that means and how to get to a low cortisol state with science-backed approaches, so you can feel calm and comfortable in your own skin and have the confidence to approach that pretty girl the next time she comes by. First, let's learn what cortisol is. Cortisol is one of the main hormones involved in your stress response. Cortisol is actually not a bad thing. It's something you need to function. So let's define cortisol. It's one of the main hormones in your body related to your stress response. And cortisol is actually not a bad thing. Cortisol is necessary for healthy human functioning. However, their studies show, like in the studies in the Mayo Clinic, that having chronic stress and too much cortisol actually damages your body. A little bit of stress is useful in the right amounts. For example, like when you wake up in the morning, your body actually triggers a cortisol response to get your heart rate going, to wake your body up so you can tackle the day. That's where you want cortisol. But if you're activating too much and for too long of a period of time, you're just going to feel exhausted, you're going to feel anxious, you're going to feel out of it. So to live a low cortisol life means that we have a calmer baseline and a faster recovery after stress. This means we're having a healthy amount of cortisol, but once it's served its purpose, we drop our levels, we feel calm, we feel regulated, we feel happy. For a lot of people, and especially guys, the worst stress in their lives is not even work, it's their dating life. Approaching feels like a threat to your nervous system, and that's why your cortisol is getting spiked and you're getting stressed out. You know you're in that cortisol spiking moment when you're overthinking, you're scanning their face for approval or rejection, you're worrying about what to say. Maybe you feel stiff, unnatural, uncomfortable. In scientific terms, your body creates cortisol and adrenaline, a stress response, in order to kick your body up into action. This is your fight or flight. This is a survival mechanism designed to keep you alive and to help you survive. And if it's activating in these moments, that's because on some level, your nervous system is believing that the risk of that rejection or potential rejection is a threat to your well-being and your survival. Now, logically, we might think, yeah, even if I get rejected by a girl, it's not like some mob is going to come after me and burn me alive on the stake. But in reality, this is very primal programming, because for our ancestors, if you did get rejected by a girl in your small tribe and maybe it wound up really bad, it's possible that our ancestors got kicked out of the tribe because it went so bad. And if you were kicked out of the tribe and you had to brave the wilderness alone, good luck surviving. So for our ancient ancestors, that potential rejection maybe was a real survival threat. However, you and I both know we're in the modern world, right? Even if everybody in a town hates my guts and wishes me death, I can still go to the grocery store. Legally, I'm always allowed to get my basic survival needs met, even if everybody rejects me. So in reality, you saying hi and it not going well is not a reflection of your survival, and it's also not a reflection of your self-worth. A lot of guys associate rejection that you're unattractive, ugly, or not worthy of love. But in reality, when you're approaching a girl that you don't really know her, and she doesn't really know you. So it doesn't make sense to create a whole determination around your self-worth based on the opinion of a stranger, because you don't really know her and she doesn't really know you. So part of how we start to lower our cortisol when it comes to approaching and dating is it's a mental journey of changing the way we relate to that process, where we don't have to make it into a big deal. It doesn't have to feel like life or death, but in reality, we can take a new perspective and reframe it. Something like, hey, I think this girl's attractive and I want to just find out if she's a cool person and maybe we would enjoy spending time together. Rather than, I need to get her number or else I'm a freaking loser. Doesn't that sound like a nicer mindset to have? And in reality, most people are more anxious and more in their head than you may even realize. But as long as we're only focused on our overthinking and our stress and our anxiety, we don't have any capacity to notice what's going on around us. So before I cover a few science-backed tools to lower your cortisol and transform your relationship to dating, I want to share with you a quick story. Recently, I was in Palm Springs with a client and I was taking him around the town, helping him get over his approach anxiety and feel comfortable and confident socially. And one of his patterns with social anxiety is he would constantly look down. He would not look people in the eyes because that was scary. It was overwhelming. So he would look down. He would look down at the floor, down at the street, and just be in his head the whole time. The problem with that approach is it's priming our body for cortisol. When we look down, we're creating a lot of negative assumptions in our head, and we're creating a lot of phantom threats. This means that we're assuming that there's all these different threats all around us. People are judging, people are looking at us, feels like a spotlight is on our head, and that's a lot of pressure. And that pressure creates high cortisol and high stress. So one of the ways I started to shift him out of that mindset is I guided him to start putting his chin up, forcing himself to just look at the people he passed by on the street. Look them in the eye and stop assuming that there's something negative happen. Find out what's really going on for the people around you. That way there's no confusion. And you know what he started to see? Most people weren't even looking at him. Most people were minding their own business. And even if they did look at him, and maybe it was scary and stressful at first, you just started to notice, oh, nothing's bad. Nothing bad is happening. I'm walking by, they're walking by. Nobody's hating me, nobody's attacking me. I'm safe. And when you do that enough, you start to retrain your mind and your body to keep your cortisol levels low, so you feel safe to be yourself and connect with the people that you want to connect with. So let's discuss the first science-backed tool for you. This is about downshifting your body with fast breathing. Studies show that a short breathing pattern can reduce anxiety and improve your mood. And specifically, longer exhales can calm your body down. And studies have shown that a technique called a physiological sigh can help calm your body down and reduce cortisol. So I like to call this a shotgun breath. It's 2 quick inhales paired with a long exhale. It looks like this. Try it along with me and notice how it feels. I already noticed myself feeling even more calm, even more relaxed. It's a wonderful feeling. And this sort of calm, relaxed feeling is really going to help you eliminate any approach anxiety going on from a holistic place. A summary from Stanford Medicine found that 5 minutes a day of cyclic sighing or physiological sighing reduced anxiety and improved mood. Also, a peer-reviewed paper from the Cell Reports Medicine found that exhale-focused cyclic sighing, like what I just showed you, improved mood more than mindfulness in that same study. Harvard Health also found that breath control helps calm the stress response. So this is how you make this useful for you in your dating life. What I want you to do is the next time you see that pretty girl and you want to go say hi, but you're feeling nervous about it, use this cyclic sigh. 2 quick breaths in, and then extended exhale. And do it as many times as you need until you feel just calm enough. You don't need to be perfectly calm and anxiety and completely stress-free. You don't need to be perfect, and she's not expecting you to be. But this tool should calm you down and help you feel more confident right before saying hi. Tool number 2 is to move daily, to exercise every day to reduce your cortisol. Tons of studies and science has proven that physical activity, especially something every day, makes a huge impact on lowering your cortisol and reducing stress and anxiety. Ideally, you can go play a sport or go to the gym, but even if all you can do is walk, walking makes a huge difference. And you should aim for at least 2 to 4 workouts per week. If you're not in the flow of working out, if that's a struggle for you, start slow, start low, and just try something. You'd be surprised how even just dropping down and doing 10 push-ups or as many as you can do can massively reduce anxiety in the moment and help you feel better. And tool number 3 is to protect your cortisol rhythm with sleep timing. Understand the way your body works with cortisol and stress is it follows a daily rhythm. Just like what I'm saying, when you wake up in the morning, that's when you want the cortisol to kick in to give you the energy to start your day. And when you go to bed, that's when you want your cortisol levels to be low so that you can relax into a nice, deep, restful sleep. A lot of people screw up their sleep and set themselves up for a high cortisol day if they don't have a consistent sleep schedule. If you sleep late one night and then early the next, your body doesn't know how to adjust its hormonal cycle and make sure you're getting a healthy amount of cortisol. And when you do that, you're going to activate cortisol in the wrong moments. And that's part of why you're feeling stressed. So 3 things that will help fix this is number 1, having the same wake time, at least the same wake time if your bedtime can't be perfect, most days. Having a set routine helps your body feel secure and stable and knows when to activate the right amount of cortisol. Next is having a wind down routine. This can be unique to you, and there's a lot of ways you can do this, but some kind of regular routine in the evening that helps you relax and get ready for bed. One of the easier things you can do is take a nice warm or hot shower or bath, which will not only help you feel clean for the evening, but that warm water relaxes your body naturally and reduces cortisol. And the third thing is if there's a lot of light coming into your bedroom at night, either from devices or street light, either invest in blackout curtains to block that all out, or even cheaper, just buy a $5, $10 sleep mask on Amazon and try it. The way your circadian rhythms work, which is the biological clock for your body, is based on light. Our natural ancestors, we used to wake up with the sunrise and go to bed with sunset. So your mind and your eyes have been programmed to activate these different hormones based upon what light you're seeing. Now, in our modern world, we have these phones and we're constantly getting lots of blue lights and bright lights into the evening, which is not really natural, and that's confusing for our body. So if you can, try to either wear a sleep mask or reduce the amount of eye stress from your phone right before bed. Another thing as well, if you drink caffeine, try to drink caffeine earlier in the day if you're struggling with your sleep. That way your body is not still awake and activated when it's time to go to sleep. In an Endocrine Society review, they found that cortisol rises after waking and follows circadian patterns. They found that sleep restriction can increase late day cortisol, and sleep/circadian factors affect cortisol regulation. So if you're screwing your sleep up, no wonder you struggle with approach anxiety. And how this translates directly to you is that better sleep equals less wired and needy energy, and you will have more emotional control and good energy on dates. When your body is calmer, you stop trying to force confidence. When you are relaxed and comfortable being your authentic self, you don't worry about what to say. In the same way, when you're hanging out with your good buddies, you're not panicking and worried about, oh my gosh, what do I say to impress them? You're just naturally yourself. And that's the kind of energy that's very attractive for women. With less cortisol, you're able to think clearly, be more playful, be more witty, and approaching stops feeling like a life or death situation. The truth is, most dating problems are not a lack of lines or knowing what to say. It's that your stress response, your cortisol, is way too high. And these small shifts to down-regulate your cortisol can change your entire dating life and make approaching easy for you. And just know, if this is you, you're not alone. This is common, especially for guys who overthink. But you're not broken. Your body has just been trained for stress. So comment below what part of dating spikes your cortisol the most. I want to hear from you. And if you want help applying this to your exact situation, you can find a link in the description of this video below where you can book a free one-on-one call with me where I will help you create a personalized 7-day game plan specific to your situation to start lowering your cortisol and reducing approach anxiety so you can build the dating life you want.